Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Immigrant Section. It's your boy Abbas Wahab saying, what the fuck is going on? I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Yo, first things first, for all of y'all in Toronto, make sure to mark your calendar, December 9th, the Forced Diversity Comedy Show, first of. I'm back at Free Times Cafe. Yo, this is going to be sick. Nice, tight lineup, 5 people. Your boy's hosting that shit all night, December 9th. Get your calendars marked. I'm going to plug it at the end of the show. But anyways, enough of that. With me today in the studio, yo, funny comedian, grew up here in the Toronto area, got his chops in the Vancouver area, but as I understand it, and I actually linked up with you here in Toronto. I see you've been out killing it now for a minute. My dude, Hassan Fills.
Yes.
What are you saying, doggy?
I'm chilling, man. I can't complain, man. A pleasure to be here.
Welcome to the crib. Welcome to the Immigrant Section, bro.
Yes. I feel at home.
Yo, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yo, was the first time we met at that Lebanon benefit? Did we meet before that?
I believe that was our first time. The first time we met at the Lebanese fundraiser.
That was so funny because remember when Beirut exploded and they had like a fundraiser? Some guy was like, yo, come do comedy. And then I show up and it's only me and this guy performing. I'm like, yo, can't you get a fucking single Lebanese person?
Yeah, the furthest things from Lebanese. But
Yeah. Right away, I'm like, bro, like what the fuck is going on here? It had nothing to do with what's it called, the explosion too. You know,
it had nothing to do with the explosion. That's the weird thing about fundraisers. Sometimes, like you show up and it's like it's a fundraiser, but then you think it's for the explosion, but it turns out it was for her.
It was like for like LGBTQ rights in Beirut or something. We're like, bro, like I got no problem with this, but I thought this was about the explosion, dog. They're like, explosion, LGBT, all the same, brother. Just perform.
Some of us are praying, some of us are drinking over here.
Yeah. Don't ask the questions, bro. Just do your set and get no money and get out of here. It's like, okay, all right. You know what I mean?
Essentially.
Fuck, dude. And that shit was like an open field, and scattered during COVID. So everybody, that shit was rough.
I don't think they were allowed to be there even. I'm not even not trying to bait their scene out. But
this was months ago.
It was months ago. But they had like a generator that was extra loud. So like even I couldn't
right at the side of the stage.
Yeah, so like you can even hear people laughing. And I think I was riffing about food for like...
Food?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that shit.
I was ripping about food for like 15 minutes, at least 10 minutes, and I had no idea whether people were laughing or not because the generator was just so loud.
Yeah. You got fucking with this? Yeah. Dude, you just opened for Hasan Minhaj, huh?
Yeah.
How was that? I had no idea, bro. That's crazy. How'd you link up with this guy?
Honestly, it was just like a right place, right time, kind of situation. Also, like I'm good friends with my friend Dino, who kind of threw the lob on that. Dino Archie.
Yeah, I've seen that guy all over. He's a big guy in the West, right?
Yeah, man, he's a big guy.
I've met the dude.
Yeah, man. You met him?
I never met the dude.
I
never met the dude.
Saucy guy, man. Very, very beloved.
I watched his gala. I forgot who it was, CBC or something like that. He had his TV taping came out. He was the only. I remember that lineup. Yo, it was like a lot of whack comedy, and then this one dude came on, and it was the first time I saw him too. And then I saw Marito has him in a lot of it. I'm like, oh, it's all connected.
Yeah,
but his shit was funny. I was watching that shit cracking up. I'm like, who's this cat?
Yeah, Dino's beloved, man.
He's like an established headliner out there, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. He's just an all around great dude, and just a good comic, yo.
So we just like Hassan was like, who's the hot? Who's the hot comics coming up right now?
Actually, not really. It was more so like. Dino and Hassan came up together. Dino and Hassan came up together in LA.
Yeah.
And that's just then they've had like that constituents for like years.
Gotcha.
And so I guess when Hassan was announcing his tour or what have you, it was just like, hey man, bring my friends on, whatever city they're in. And then Dino and I were doing some shows in Victoria.
Yeah.
And then he just asked me to pull up. He's just like, I mentioned to Dino, I said, hey man, I already bought tickets to the show.
Just to watch.
I was gonna go watch.
Yeah.
I bought tickets to the show, and then I mentioned that to Dino, and then I asked him if he was going to watch, and then he said, "Oh, I'm opening," and I was like, "Oh man, that'd be dope." And then I was like,
He's like trying to do a set.
Not even like do a set. Honestly, I was just hanging out backstage.
No, I'm saying, is that how he presented it to you? He was like, trying to do a set? Like,
no, not even. It was just like, yo, you trying to come through? I feel like, my bad.
no worries, no worries.
He's like, I feel like, yeah, this will be your type of vibe. This is like, your energy here. And so I was like, I'll pull up for sure. And then I tried to like sell my 2 tickets, but then I couldn't. So,
Whatever, yeah,
So
whatever.
my 2 tickets were in the hole, but I got to see the show twice from backstage and then in the front row as well. The man Hasan Minhaj, bro, he did his thing, bro.
Yeah?
Like that. I'm really
He
excited.
tours with like tours rather with like multimedia setups and shit, right? He's got like a screen and shit, right?
Yeah, you actually look at it from like, even though you look at it from like from backstage, it looks very minuscule. Like they don't need that much.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a lot, but when you're in front of the
It's
crowd,
like immersive as fuck.
it's like wow, bro. And honestly, man, it's like whatever people paid. This is what Dino said, man. He said whatever people paid, it wasn't enough. It was really good.
Legit,
It was
eh?
really good.
I've never seen the guy live. I've never seen the guy live.
That was my first.
Hasan Minhaj, what was the venue?
Queen Elizabeth Theater.
That's
in
sick.
Vancouver, about like 3,000. They did 2 shows.
Fuck
they
yes,
had
dude. He
Ali-
packed both out, I'm assuming, right?
Pardon?
He packed, you saying 3,000 capacity?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like with whatever was going on with COVID as well. It's still.
I've never performed in front of the thousands. What was that like?
It wasn't my first time.
Yeah.
I've opened for.
Damn,
like,
bro, you've been fucking in front of this nigga's been in the stadium level, bro.
No,
Shit.
no. You know what it is though?
Yeah.
It was just it was a bit different because, it was like open. It was like playing pickup with like LeBron James. You know what I mean?
Word, okay.
And he was like, yo, you mind if I play with you? And then he was like, yeah, bro. Obviously you're not going to be like, because I watched LeBron James.
Yeah.
I watched LeBron
Coming
James.
up, yeah.
Coming up. And so it's like, it's a surreal feeling. So, but then when I've opened up for like in the thousands of like maybe people I don't necessarily know like that, but like it's more of an opportunity per se, like an opportunist thing.
Gotcha.
Then like I've opened up for like Major Hype and White Yardie, which are really great comedians over that I've come across like earlier on my comedy career.
Okay.
And like I've done the Queen Elizabeth Theater in Toronto with them as well.
Word.
And that's like it's a different crowd, but it's a lot of fun.
What, when you say different, how is it different?
Different in like the Caribbean crowds, man. Caribbean, West African.
Gotcha.
It's like
Yeah, they'll boo you. You know what I mean? Like if they're not vibing with it, there's not a lot of like leeway. You know what I mean? It's not like white audiences are like, you know what I mean? Like there's the attempt. Like the Caribbean specifically, they're rowdy. So it's like if they don't fuck with it, they'll show you no love. They have no problem with that. You know what I mean?
But also when they give it up.
They give it up hard.
Give it up hard. So there's like, yo, like, rah, rah. It's just a lot of like standing, clapping, jumping, like, and just like, you feel like guys like pushing their buddies, I can't believe you just said, like, it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of, you'll see
like
that.
what's it called? My boy Zeus, Black Zeus, you met him? He watched Trix perform, and he said one time he saw Trix, like he was killing so hard that motherfuckers were getting up and running to the back wall of the room just to hit the wall, bro. Just to hit like that type of shit. You know what I mean? Just trying to make noise and shake the room, you know?
I believe that.
That next level. I've never even seen that shit. Like looking for a wall just to hit it. That sounds
That's what it is. But with Hassan Minhaj's crowd, it was more so like people were just still making their way in.
Yeah.
People were making their way in to the show as it was going. So I was just like, you don't even see faces really. You're just I don't know where to put my eyes. I'm looking up because there's a balcony in this one.
The mezzanine and shit.
Yeah. And people just filing in, and man, try not to lose like my rhythm.
Yeah.
But also like let.
I bet that'd be hard, bro. In my mind, I'm like, fuck.
You know what it is though?
Yeah.
The toughest part is actually like bringing up. Like, because we did like the style where you bring up the next comic. It's not like
Shotgun style,
right?
Yeah.
And so Dino and I were in Victoria the night before hosting, and we did two. I was hosting and he was closing both shows.
Okay.
And so the first show I brought him up, I don't host often. So like I don't host often, but like I'm trying to like practice like getting the crowd amped for the next guy to come up. And so I bring up Dino the first show, smooth. Very easy. The second show I end up I fumbled it a little bit. Like, and then he was like, yo, like, you were doing so good. But then he brought me back up on stage. He said, that had to be the worst intro I've ever seen in my life.
That's hilarious.
And I was just there like, I was like, damn.
You took the L. You're just
but like, hey,
but you had him, right? It was the intro that you stumbled on.
Yeah, it was the intro.
The set was fine.
It was fine. The set was fine. The intro was, it was whatever.
Because that's the worst, when you have respect for the person and you're like, okay, I gotta like, they're about to take, I gotta land this for them so they take off properly type shit.
Exactly.
That's almost the highest pressure, right? Because you know they're about to kill, so you don't have to be the funniest. But it's like, yo, I gotta show them my dues. I gotta show them the respect. So you just, yo, this guy just all over the West, the East. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much respect that you fuck up.
I said some dumb shit because like he has like this. He's doing a tour right now that he's calling it toxic but safe.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said, yo, man, this guy is hella safe. And then I think I just ended it there, and I brought him up, and then he said, yo, that was the worst intro ever.
And they died.
I mean, yeah, they laughed, but they were just like, it is what it was.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't take it to heart. I was like, yo, if you're gonna tell me, I'd rather you tell me I did poorly, than to tell me I did okay and just let me breeze and do it that way. And so the third time I brought Dino up that weekend was at the Queen Elizabeth Theater because I did my 8 and
you were bringing him up.
And then I was bringing him up because he was doing a 15 after. And so I plug, man, like I was just like, all I focused on was like I did good doing well on my set and being like, yo,
this next
cat, bro, he's a problem.
He's this nigga is not safe.
Yeah, this guy is not safe, bro. This guy, he's been on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and we're doing the Vogue Theater actually on January 8th as a Van City extravaganza. And then I just plugged that, and then I brought him up, and it was just like, yeah. And like as I brought him up, he's like,
that's better.
That's better, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick, man. That's so sick. There's like a camaraderie in stand-up that's
dope.
Man.
It's a fraternity almost, like, I feel like.
I gotta ask you, because you come from a background of like, my dude Hassan was like, you were like a high-level basketball player, right?
Yeah.
You played overseas, like professionally and shit. I didn't even know that. I only caught that on your set the other day. I just know, like, you know, talking about like Team Canada tryouts with Marlon and shit like that. Like, I'm piecing together. Like, you were a baller and a half. You were being bred for the NBA?
No.
No, I'm asking that question. No. I'm not saying you didn't give me that impression. I'm just saying, like, were you being bred for the NBA?
No. Yeah. I was bred for post-secondary and then having a shot at the college and then having a shot at the professional thing, whether it be like a third tier or second tier team in like France or league in France.
Yeah.
But man, any level is just fun. I think I was always.
You love ball.
I love ball. I think I love anything that incorporates fun in it. Comedy is fun for me, but obviously you take it seriously, and then basketball is fun for me, and I take it seriously as well.
When the way you answer, you're like, no. You know?
Oh, like you know what it is? Because it's like the same way that there's like I don't know, like internet police, the haram police. There's the same way there's haram police. There's niggas that are ballers. They'll be like, yo, like. Is he actually that good, bro? Did he play pro? They'll check it. They'll violin. They'll go.
These are the bloggers. And the fact checking and shit.
100%.
That's but the way you just like, no, that's not me.
Like league, NBA, I don't know about. Yo, you know how what it takes?
I get it. No, I get it. But like, from what I understand, you were nice. I mean, to play professionally. You know what I mean? To play professionally overseas, that's not nothing, bro.
Yeah, but it wasn't like to say, you know how.
Explain it to me the moment, like, even through high school, in your mind was like, yo, I'm good, but not NBA. Or was it when in high school you're like, yo, anything is possible?
But the thing is like, how long is your NBA? Like, I didn't have a long professional career. My professional career lasted maybe like 6 to 8 months.
Okay, word. But how many years of ball were you playing up until that point? At least 10?
Plus.
There you go. Okay. So coming up, you're
My
playing ball
career.
all the time, every day, like recess, after school, whatever. You're balling, right? Mm-hmm. You're killing it in the school teams and everything. Mm-hmm. But in your head, what were you thinking? Like in your head back then, like if you remember back, was NBA on the radar, or were you like you didn't dare to hope?
I think like high school. In high school, NBA was on my radar. Like,
Okay.
I was like, I think everybody's in high school. In high
Everyone
school,
was serious.
Everyone should have the NBA on their radar.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then after, like, once you reach post secondary,
Yeah.
whether you're playing at like the Canadian level or even down south, like I think like again either like NBA can still be on your radar, but also the reality of playing professionally
Sets in.
What
What was it exactly? Do you remember? Was there a moment where you were just like getting to college, or was it just like the guys? Now you've assembled with the best of the best in the region, right? So now you're seeing like, okay, you know what I mean, and you know this is even way lower than NBA. That's when it starts being like, fuck, right?
Yeah, man, you dial in, and that's why I kind of like I realized like maybe in my 5th year of like university, I was like. That's when the idea of doing stand-up comedy kind of was starting to marinate with me. So like I was like, man, I could either do something for the next 5 years. I could play basketball for like, if I dedicate the next 3 years to basketball, my knees will probably definitely give out, and I won't even play ball. I'm not gonna play ball for 30 years, is what I'm saying.
For sure.
For sure. Right? But if I dedicate the next 5 years to comedy, I could do that for the next 50 years. Who knows?
Eat off of it. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Same with like university as well. People do a degree for like 5+ years.
Exactly.
And then they dedicate, they get into it, and then they realize 5 months later, like, this probably isn't for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I literally did that with engineering. I got the degree. I went years, 2 years in engineering, and that third year I was doing open mics at night. But so you start doing comedy at the end of university?
No, I started doing. I was juggling between the two. So I'd be after practices. I'd skip my way over to open mic. So like I even have like pictures and videos of me doing sets in like my full on like
jersey.
Like my university tracksuit. And like I was in a strip club one time doing like stand-up comedy. It was like it wasn't like on the same set where like the girls were dancing. But
of course. Yeah.
It was
You're
like
warming them up. You're like the before thing.
Yeah, the before thing, and I was like doing that in between. I was doing practice. I was doing a lot of things half-assed. Put it that way. I was doing like basketball half-assed.
You had one foot in all of them.
Everything.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube stand-up, basketball.
School.
On top of that, school was just like that took the back burner.
What degree did you choose?
Oh, I was in communications.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was it just like that? Because you got a scholarship, right? Were you just like or were you like you thought about it a lot and were like communicating?
It wasn't even like a crazy scholarship. So what I was doing, like I was applying for, you know, like with OSAP, you could apply for OSAP, you take the scholarship money because the scholarship is just as, or like the burst.
Yeah, it's just as much. For those of you who don't know, OSAP is like in Ontario, and it's pretty much the body for giving students loans. And a lot of time they'll be like, you apply with financial need, you apply, they'll give you 12, and 7 is what you have to pay back. So you pocket the 5, right?
And you pay back the loan. You take the loan, you take the bursements, and then you pay back the loan. But then I also applied for a shit ton of like scholarship money or like things that people weren't applying for, and they just basically, it was free money.
Yeah, I did. First year I did that shit too. I remember it all came my way. But like, did you ever fuck around with the communications at all? Or was that just like,
honestly,
what do you learn? Like, do you like it?
I enjoyed the study of media per se, like whether it be platforms like television, social media, and the discourse between like the people and the people that.
Oh shit, discourse, man! This guy came right. Yo, this guy's got the curriculum on his breath right here.
What you guys know about the discourse?
Yo, that's the new hoodie, bro. Discourse.
Yeah, discourse.
Yo, that's crazy. Discourse. That's sick. Yo, so like it actually helped.
Bro, I think so. I took like when I realized I wanted to do stand-up comedy, I took like this public speaking course.
Yeah.
And then the course outline for this course was so easy. Like you literally, but the hardest part about it was that it was at 8:30 in the morning. That was the hardest part.
Shit.
Everything else I can make it off the fly. So I think they gave us on one day we had like a speech that we had to do. It was an emotional speech, right? And people were just like everyone thought like the speech had to be like a sad thing, and I come through the class and I just freestyle something. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna talk about today? I let 3 people go ahead before me,
Just so you can start doing math in your head. It's like, okay, let's see what the samples are. Yeah.
So we doing this emotional speech, and for for the first like 8 people that go up, it's just sad, yo. And like everybody in my class are like Caucasian, yo. So it's just like my dad divorced my mom, and like it was just sad. Like, oh, man.
When I saw him driving away, I knew everything was different now.
Yeah, it was just like, I was like, okay, man. Like, I didn't want to.
I knew I became a man. People are like, oh, shit. And you went up there, you're like,
Bro, I went up there, I was like, yo, man. I was talking, I think I was like, I said something about, I think I was talking about the first time I went to Djibouti.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, man, it was the best time of my life, bro. But at the same time, it was the best time of my life, but it was also the harsh reality of things, because growing up in my neighborhood, all the East Africans, particularly the Somali, whenever they were bad in school, they get sent back home. And they'd be gone for like a year.
Oh yeah, my brother 2 years.
Right? Yeah. So I was always so worried about like, but then one of my boys got sent back home. But when he came back, he was like, first off, he was uppity. Yeah. Like he was in good in spirits. But then he was also like, I was living like a king, bro.
Oh,
he's like, bro, here we live in metro housing. Back home,
bro, villas, bro.
Villas.
Dude, that's the funny thing about going back to Africa is like I was 100% subsidized housing, and I'd go back and they'd be like, the Prince Canada, the Canadian prince is here. You know what I mean? And you're there like bawling, and you're like, yo, I'm like living in like subsidized. I'm in the hood, and I can't even explain it to them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I literally can't explain the idea of like it's government subsidized. It's weird. I live near middle class people, but we're not middle class. We're all at the same school. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're like, you're a fucking king over there, killing it. Canada, bro. These guys, Hollywood. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, it's not like that. And then back there, it's like king shit. Literally. Mm-hmm. Literally king shit. Mm-hmm. I remember I just went there to the villages. And I was there for months. And at the end, I just had a bunch of cash. I was crashing at my one cousin's place that had a big ceiling fan. Uh-huh. It's all about ceiling fans in Africa. Right?
Yeah.
I remember at the end, I had a bunch of cash for flying home the next day. I'm like, you want this cash?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, bro. What do you mean? Like,
exactly.
Hook that shit up. I've never seen that kind of money, bro. Hook it up, bro.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with it when you take it with you? You know?
It's like someone literally coming here from some other country and having 300 cash. Like, you want this? It's like, yeah, guy. What do you mean, bro? 300. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
And so I go to Djibouti first time as a kid, and my mom takes me to my grandmother's house, but like my grandmother lives in like the Bedouins, and like it's
the outlands.
It's the outlands,
yeah.
But it's like it was real like National Geographic. Like my grandmother had like metal sheets around her, no roof, mattress on the floor, fire pit, and a shed. And I was
roof?
No roof.
Ever?
Like there was a shed, and like if it were rain, that's where she would go.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
And that was my first like week in Djibouti, and I was crying every day. I was like, yo, bro, I want to go back to metro housing.
I need roofs, yo.
I need a roof.
How old were you?
I was. How old are you when you're in grade 3? Like 10?
9.
9.
10. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's sick.
That's
jokes. That's when I went back to Sudan. Mm-hmm. 10, 11. First time. 3 months. That shit opens your eyes, you know?
It does. And so I was in that public speaking class, and I was just like, yeah, man. I basically gave the contrast between metro housing and back home and that story there, and then people were just laughing, but like they also needed a laugh because they just listened to like three
semi-suicidal
sexual assault and
tales of molestation.
Yeah, I was like, yo, you guys are.
You guys got some fucked up discourse.
8:30 in the morning, bro.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
Yo, too heavy for a Thursday. Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, man, I would just like do comedy. And actually, it's funny enough, like after when I started doing comedy, I ended up like they brought me in my program. My faculty brought me in as a speaker before I even graduated. And I was like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, my email was like, hey, Hassan, one of my instructors was like, hey, Hassan, we found out that you're doing stand-up comedy. Would you like to come in and speak on the same course? And I was like, hell yeah. But I showed up and I might have cussed like 3 times.
With the same like students you're in class with?
Yeah.
You're like, you guys have a bright future. Like, motherfucker, you were sitting next to me like an hour ago, bro. That's so fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
For me, when I was in school, I love stand-up. Since I was a kid, I love stand-up like crazy. Because I don't know if your mom was like super Muslim. Like my parents were like super Muslim, you know what I mean? Like, so like whatever I was watching, like anything I'm watching on TV and like the mom and dad kiss before they leave the house. My mom was like, "This, huh? What are you watching? Huh? I feel your turn." You know what I mean? Like, close that shit, you know? Like, bro, I was watching Arthur one time and Arthur's parents were like, "Bye, honey," and they kissed. And my mom was like, "This, what are you watching, bro?" I was like a cart, like there's no like kissing and shit at home. But so I could always get away with stand-up because my dad's working. He's driving cab all day. He's never home, right?
Well, it looks like a lecture.
No. So he never sees it. But yeah, my mom's like, she just sees motherfuckers talking. And, you know, now her English is like, she gets by. But at the time, she didn't. But, you know, it's one person with a mic on stage. So she's like, eh. So that I had free reign with fucking stand-up, bro. So I took that shit in like crazy. And I was just like the class clown and shit because it was so religious at home. I'd be at school like, you know what I mean? But it's crazy looking back at how I wish I did stand up in university. I should have, but you had to go do some shit that you have to have that feeling like, okay, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I gotta make a fucking move into something like to save my life. You know?
Yeah.
You need that to be like.
But that's what also comes from like working jobs too. If you work jobs that you don't like, that'll inspire you to. I mean, not that you don't like.
It does.
But it does
like,
inspire.
Fuck this. That feeling of fuck this drives people, bro.
You ever had a job that you're like,
yeah, bro. All of engineering, years of it, bro. Going into an office, you know, like dress shirt, you know, tucked in. I don't have a problem with that, but just the fakeness and the corporate, and you can't say real jokes. You can't say the real thing that you know the thing people pay to go see comedy for. Just for you to be like talking, you know, like these vaccines, like, come on, what do we do? Like that, you can never be like, you can't have all these real conversations in the corporate world. And that like bullshit is like, at the beginning, it's fine because you're like, fuck it, I'll get this money. And then eventually the weighing of all the fakeness and like, once you buy the stuff you want and like nothing changes for you, you're like, fuck, yo, I can't do this for 30 years. I can't do this for 5 more years. This is crazy, you know? Like, I don't do it at all anymore, you know? That would save me financially right now if I just got an engineering job. Yeah. But I can't do that shit anymore. It's done. It's done. 100%. Can't go back.
Same.
Can't go back, bro.
Not engineering, though. I didn't do engineering.
If you had knees of steel, would you be still balling right now? Was it the knee? That was the knee issue for you or what?
Honestly, I just wasn't happy. You know what it is? I just wasn't happy. Like I felt like I was just doing a cookie cutter thing because that's what people do. Like there's anybody that does play basketball probably understands like there's like a rubric or some sort of timeline that does happen. So like you go through you do your 4 or 5 years playing. And then
like college,
and then you go pro, and then if you do go, you spend like a whole
small window.
So, but like you spend 4 years training, and then that whole in your last year, you spend all summer preparing to go pro and landing a contract, and then whether you get that contract or not, that's it. And then whether you get that contract or not, it's a good thing because you could use that as a credit to when you do come back, you start coaching. Like I have a prolific
so
program.
Funny. So at this point, you're already positioning yourself not even to play professionally, but like to leverage your basketball skills for some sort of form of payment.
And as you should,
yeah.
But like also like I've also seen basketball become like it's not a community service anymore. It's more of like it's a
pure
monopoly.
Commercial interest. Like
it's a commercial interest. Like bro, like like the coaching that I received probably growing up as a kid. Was more of like I can go to like my community center and get that from the coach and he be paid from the city.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But now there's like There's Instagram coaches. There's these drills that are people can find online and just do themselves, or they can have somebody put them through it, and you're paying them like $60 to $80 a session, or like for 2.5 hours, whatever it may be, right? And there's people that create camps. There's coaches that or like
But these are people that make money off people's NBA hopes.
Essentially, but also like there's different ways to look at it. Like even there's kids that love basketball, but also parents that need their kids being taken care of during the day.
Yeah.
So like
it's
even
half
like
daycare.
I was coaching kids. That was like one of my jobs that I loved.
Yeah,
but
come a little closer, Mike.
it was also a job. It was a job that I loved. But
Coaching kids.
Coaching kids, I love coaching kids, man. They're hilarious. They love the game.
Yeah.
But also, there's different types. Different types of kids. I've coached in inner city.
Yeah, like some
These
Coach
kids
Carter
want,
shit.
Yeah, they want it.
Yeah.
Like these kids are rigid. They got grit. They have goals and dreams. And then I've also coached in like rural BC and just like affluent neighborhoods. And it's just more so I'm just daycare. You know?
Oh, okay. It's like you're doing like layup practice.
Doing layup practice. We do an icebreaker. We do an icebreaker with the kids, and one will be like, okay, guys, go around and tell us what your
where you're from, what's something interesting about yourself.
Yeah, something interesting about yourself. What your favorite sport is, and what your favorite color is. Just random things.
Yeah.
Oh man, I live here in West Vancouver. My favorite sport is hockey. I'm just like, what the hell are you doing here? and it's like, and my favorite color is like Tesla red. My dad's got this Tesla, and it's like super, like it's a Tesla red. And I'm just like, next. But you go to the inner city.
Like, I like the Tesla white.
Yeah.
You know, like the inner city kids, like, yo, everyone I know is dead. This is all I got.
This is all I got.
This is all I got.
It's my dreams, bro. That's it.
It's all like, yo, I want to take it to the top with basketball and shit like that.
Yeah, or else like, yeah, man, it's just some grit, man. You could just see it in the sense like how they go through the drills. Some people are just going through the motions, and just like, yeah, it's a difference between like you're actually providing a service for the community. I mean, like for these kids, like it means something for like almost like even though I'm just here for this moment in time, I feel like a mentor.
Yeah.
But whereas like when I'm with these kids, it's just like, oh, this is like my chaperone or like my that's what it is.
What was playing overseas like, and how did that happen for you? You graduated and they made an offer, or how does that work?
So what happened is every year for like 3 years, I was playing with this basketball program called Toronto Basketball Association.
Okay.
And
TBA.
TBA, yeah.
Shout out TBA.
Exactly. And so me and my boys, one of my boys, Adil Sahibzada, who's like the coach at SFU now.
Sounds like it's Hafiz too. This guy's got a prayer mark. Yeah.
That's a lot, yo. and so this guy, he invited us. He ran a high school basketball program. It's like a prep program in Ontario.
Okay.
And so for maybe 3 years, we went to this basketball tournament and in France, in Tourcoing-Lille. And for the first year we went there, everybody was like maybe about like between like 17 and 18, and like in their in grade 11 and grade 12, right? And then we go there and we're playing this tournament against like there's a Team USA, there's a team from Belgium, there's a team from France.
You're repping the countries.
Yeah, you're repping the countries essentially. It's like a world tournament, but like in this little city in France.
Word.
Mm-hmm. And so the first year we go, we get our asses handed to us. We lost every single game, but we were like fan favorites because I guess like this city in Tourcoing-Lille is like it's like everybody there is Muslim. It's like Moroccans and Algerians. It's like the poor part of France. Like nobody. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, you were saying on stage, you were saying mad Muslims.
Mad Muslim, bro. I was like, yo, the solidarity amongst them was insane. Like I was such a fan favorite that one day I subbed in, and the crowd is going crazy just at me subbing in. Like I take a knee at the podium there or whatever, and I sub in.
It's all like Muslims in the stands.
Yeah, like oh, like
and they could tell by Hassan, or you were like,
bro. Our team was just like so like it's Canada, everybody
gotcha.
in our team is like either East African, Middle Eastern, like Afghan, like it's just like all of
they loved it.
They loved it.
Yeah.
Bro, we had Zubairs, Ahmed Ali's, there's there's Hassans, bro. We had the whole shebang.
I gotta know, was Team USA the most impressive?
Bro, they were ridiculous,
like,
bro.
No comparison.
In this tournament, I think, like, in...
just flying.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony played in this tournament before
No
he
way.
was, like, when he was in high school.
Was he already like, oh, who the fuck is that kid? Or like
it was
you
a
weren't
high-
there. You weren't
No,
there.
no, I
though.
wasn't there at that
But
time.
like another
that's
time.
the history of the
Gotcha.
history of this tournament.
Gotcha.
Right? And so this
Like young ballers are like they are in attendance. At these
yeah,
things,
and everybody on everybody on the US team is playing D1
Gotcha.
or pretty much playing D1
So
or
these
just
are
high
all-
level JUCO.
So they're all. That's where NBA scouts these guys.
There's a lot of professional scouts because it's like it's in Europe.
You're saying D1 back home, right?
Like
You're saying all the
Division
US
One
players?
US, yeah.
Yeah, they're and they scout from Division One, like NBA scouts.
Yes,
That's what I'm saying.
yes.
So these are the candidates for the NBA
Yeah.
that are at this tournament.
Yeah, or like candidates are like a high level NCAA players. I don't know what
Like TV players.
TV players, yeah, they
TV
get
players.
airtime.
Motherfuckers you bet on.
These guys are
Yeah.
up in the air. Yeah, you bet on these guys.
Yeah.
And so we end up like first year that we were in that tournament, we lose every single game. But it was mad.
Squashed or like close? Okay, gotcha.
Nah, not one was
This
close.
is just the first time you had to see it.
Yeah.
You had to see what you know what I mean? You have to get an example of what the game was like.
Exactly.
To like calibrate to that.
Exactly.
shit. Yeah.
We lose every single game, but we had the most fun in terms of just like. But also it's a 24 and under team tournament, so
Gotcha.
everybody's like significantly older, and there's a lot of professionals already playing
Gotcha.
in those leagues. Like there's 18-year-olds playing, bro. Kind of like Luka Doncic. You know how like Luka Doncic played like for the Dallas Mavericks. He was playing pro from like 16 and then went to the NBA, and now he's just busting ass because he was playing like in Serbia or some shit like that. Like in the EuroLeague.
Yeah. The
Exactly.
Serbian dude. Yeah.
And so what happens is second year we come back, we win one game, and that one game just felt like exhilarating, right? And we're coming back with the same team every single year. So now the third year we pull up, and it's like
Now this is like you guys have been here
yeah,
twice.
we've been here
You've
twice.
tasted it. Yeah.
Everybody's older. Everyone's like about like in now 2021, and they're all playing like high level JUCO or mid major D1, and then there's me.
Yeah.
And these kids are like talented. Like I'm honestly like I'm playing in this tournament at like 25, and it's a 24 and under team, but they love me so much that they're just like go in there, man.
Yeah.
And actually, the first year I was there, I ended up doing like the dunk competition, and I came in second place.
That's fucking sick,
Crazy.
yo. That's so sick.
Yeah,
Did they have a dunk competition every year?
Every single year.
You didn't do it the other years?
I didn't the other year. The other year, my knees got
Yeah.
overdone. The first year I was
You're coaching the dunk. Yeah, bring the elbow.
bring it in. But then it was like that tournament was also felt like my farewell tour because like we played against Team USA. These guys were the years prior they gave it to us, like they gave it to us, bro. And so then by the time we hit our third year, we beat them like 3 times. We played them one exhibition.
Like in the third year, you
Yeah.
beat Team USA?
Beat Team USA
3 times.
2 times. I think we played them twice. Like there was like an exhibition before the tournament just got popped off. We gave them work. And then the second time we played them was in the for the third place thing, the third place game. So we ended up winning the tournament. We both got like but the third place game felt like the finals.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a crowd of like there's like at least like 15,000 people in the stands. It's like going crazy. It's a big ass gym.
And you fucked up the first 2 times. It's like this is like
Bro,
the hard work right
It
here.
was so much fun. Like I had
sick.
like even I think the first half of that game too, I probably had 0 points, but I had like 16 rebounds. And
You were just like you were
I felt like
amped,
Dennis
all energy.
Rodman.
Yeah.
That was my farewell tour. After that game, I felt like I was like any game after that.
So they gave you a contract because they remembered you from those tournaments?
Yeah.
Straight up, huh?
Yeah. And I was there for like a couple months.
What happened?
It was easy, bro. It was just I lived.
You did the full season.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was there because season there mad short.
Okay, like you said you were there 6 to 8 months. You said
6 to
your
8 months.
professional career lasted 6 to 8 months.
And then that was it.
They was just like they didn't pick you up for another season.
I was done,
called?
yo. I was just tapped out.
Gotcha.
I was tapped out. I was like, I'd rather. I mean, living in France is like the food is.
Yeah. I just went to Paris,
Yeah.
but
The food is mid.
did you get a lot of honeys though? I gotta ask, bro. Out there, just a random like imagine being a random basketball like team out there, just like abroad, just like how was that? I imagine that was fucking fun.
It
dude.
was fun. It was fun. I was on my best.
What was the
behavior.
discourse like?
The discourse? Nah, I was on my best behavior, man. I was just focused on the basketball, and that was about
That's
it.
the funny thing, man. Growing up, I always used to be like, we used to be like jealous of athletes. I'm like, man, if I was a fucking athlete, bro, I could have anyone, right? But I know boys that went to like college football, and those programs, bro, I had no idea. It's literally like military. It's like the commitment you have to make, the hours you have to commit to practice, and your grades and shit. I thought it was like, yo, these guys are just like going out there playing games and they're just in orgies. You know what I mean? No, these guys, they're dropping the most hours into, like, when you go to college for sports, they invest the shit out of your time, huh? I had no idea about that.
It's a lot. It takes a lot. Like if it's feasible, then it's worth it. You know, there's like some leagues people are making like you're making probably like $2,000 a month, and like
Is that what it was over there in France?
it was about like 25.
Okay, yeah.
25, and so you do the numbers, and you're just like,
Yeah.
I could work at McDonald's and
Yeah.
make way more.
Yeah, or make the same amount. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so that was the farewell to that.
That was the farewell to that.
So you got no like qualms in your heart about
Not at all.
basketball.
Now
You
I
did
have
it.
way more fun when I hoop.
Yeah.
Way more fun. I just ball out.
The pressure goes away.
Pressure goes away. There's no coaching. Like, cause like even in university too, like you put so much expectation on yourself that you forget. Like, I used to eat on the playground, and I just like there's so many X's and O's, and like you feel like every single play it's very difficult to be present when you're thinking about like what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
And I think at that point I was like, I think I'm just gonna focus on being present, and that's when I was like, okay, let me focus on this comedy thing.
Bro, that with comedy, I suffer from that too. And every now and then when I have like a mantra, which I didn't even plan on doing this, but I do every time I'm fucking nervous. It's packed. Everyone's killed before you. You know what I mean? Like, you know the worst when everyone is killing and you're like, oh, okay, let's go. But I do this thing where it's like, if the nerves are at the highest level, I just repeat. I'm like, you do this because you love this. You do this because you love this. You know what I mean? I love doing this, but right when I want to do good, I forget that the only reason I'm doing this is because I love this shit. I forget. I'm just like, I must go up there and do the job of kill, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, how do I kill? Like, you totally forget, yo, the only reason I'm doing this is because I love this shit, you know? I'm just there nervous, like, I love this shit. Abbas Wahab. It's fucking, it's a mental game, you know what I mean?
It is.
It reminds me, I'm like, man, this is why they say in boxing, like, you could lose before you get in the ring, you know? It's the same with stand-up.
You could check out mentally and you just be shaking it, but
I can't make this crowd laugh. You're done. You know what I mean?
yeah, I take the same approach too. I try to make sure if anybody's gonna be having fun, it's gonna be me.
Yeah, that's the best is when you're bombing hard and you can just like, it's a train wreck and then the ultimate comfort hits you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's not a perfect set. It's done. It's already done. This isn't going to be a perfect set. Let's just fucking go, you know?
Exactly. So many ebbs and flows, man. I even like the show we did the other day, the Extra Gravy comedy show. I was at a show, but I thought it was a show, but it turned out to be like an open mic essentially. I had
That's how it goes.
Tonight Live or something like that. Tonight Bar. Yeah. I went there and then
in the booth.
Yeah, in the booth with all the tapes in the corners and stuff like that. And so I was there, and then I went there, and it's just like when you're making comics laugh, it's just like
it's a different thing, man. It's not the same thing.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm like, I specifically note in my head, I'm like, only comics are at this thing, and I can't come back to this thing because it's like, it's good that first time you try a bunch of new stuff because the comics haven't even heard it. So for that moment, they're just as good as real people because it's new.
And you're a new person.
Yeah, I'm saying even now, like if I went to Tonight Bar, I have to be working on very new stuff to make this worthwhile. Because if I'm doing stuff that I know works in front of comics, it's like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't need to shake my confidence in this material. You know what I mean? So that's the worst is when you end up at a mic that has no humans in it, like no real audience.
Yeah.
Right? You're like,
so I was just like chatting. I was just chatting my shit.
You're riffing. You have to riff because you got
riffing.
nothing else. I might find a gem.
Yeah.
You know?
I might find a gem. So and then I did that, and then I made my way over to Extra Gravy. And
Which is the opposite, right?
The polar opposite. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, okay, this is what it is. And it was good to have that balance. So imagine if I did the Extra Gravy right away, I would have been like, I probably would have been like, oh, okay, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have appreciated that show even
As
more.
much.
As much, you know?
Of course. And
And that was a great show. I
that was
had a lot
a
of fun.
bumping show. Check out fucking Norm, Marlon, those guys, the Extra Gravy podcast. They run shows. Dope shit too. Like, come out to my Forced Diversity show at Free Times on the 9th. But besides that, check out Extra Gravy too. You know what I mean? Check this shit out too. Why
Fuck
not?
them, I know.
But yeah, man, it's a fucking good time. I gotta ask, is there anything you took from basketball to stand up?
Oh, it's the exact same.
Explain.
Basketball and stand up is the exact same for me. Put it this way. Like when it comes to like going to open gyms and the runs,
Yeah.
that's like going to open mics. Like it's just a bunch of hoopers, same as like there's a bunch of comics and everybody's just working on their stuff. And it's not like then you have to like either practice new moves that you're gonna use for a game. So when a game comes, that's a showcase. You practice way more than you actually go to showcases more times, like especially when you're really starting off in comedy.
Yes.
Same with basketball too. You practice
It's like 90-10, 80-20.
exactly. And so and then I think of like writing. I think of writing as the weight room.
Gotcha.
I hated the weight room. Look at me. I was a malnourished East African.
Yeah.
But then
You got rid of the belly though. Right?
yeah. Thanks to malaria.
Yeah. Shout out to malaria.
Shout out to- But then the weight room is the same as writing, man. I don't love the weight room.
But it's a necessary evil, we'll say.
Yes, man. Very necessary. Like that took my game to the higher level. Like I wasn't able to dunk until I hit the weight room.
Right, just squats or what?
Just but plyometrics, deadlifts, all these other crazy things, whether it just be my entire physique. It wasn't just focusing on one part of my body. It was just also getting down the technique of like doing the things that anything I didn't want to do was better for me at that time. So writing, I hated it. I hated it. I don't know a comic that loves writing. I think most comics that love writing
You should become writers.
should become writers
Yeah.
or they're not the best at stand-up.
Yeah,
It's just like one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, but I do enjoy it. You learn to love it, and then
It's all the same. It's all that. You just gotta get into that first 5 minutes of the thing, and then you click right into it. You know what I mean? You click onto the tracks of like the roller coaster of the. Okay, I'm gonna do 5 sets of this, 6 sets of that, 3 sets of this, and maybe that, and then I'm out, right? But it's like, fuck, I gotta put on my shorts and go to the gym. That's the hardest part, is opening up your thing and writing one paragraph. Once the paragraph is written, it's just, you can't stop, you know? It's just opening it, sitting there, and writing that first thing. Because when nothing is written, that's the hardest to actually put something down, you know? That fucking cursor.
and then those games, man, and then those games are the showcases. Same thing.
Damn, I had no idea. It's literally the same.
It's exactly the same. Like even like I think about it like this way too. When I was a kid, my mom put me in like in a youth league. I asked my mom to put me in this Toronto Basketball Association. It was like a
TBA throwback.
Another two TBA.
Yeah.
It was in Scarborough at like Senator O'Connor every Saturday. And I was like excited, man. I get a jersey, I get shorts, and I just play with like strangers. But then I wasn't very good at the time.
Gotcha.
So my mom came through, she watched me play, but I only played like 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. And I scored no points and I shot everything. I shot in those 2 minutes, I either barely shot or I shot like a lot. It was like
You made many attempts.
many attempts, I didn't make shit. And so I was upset. I'm getting in the car with my mom because she watched the whole game and I was just there like pouting and upset. She's like, Hassan, do you think like I paid for you to come here to be upset? Like I want you to be happy. And I was like, but I want to score. I want to be good. She's like, well then get good. Practice. And I was like, okay. And so my mom didn't come to watch me play another game until maybe like another 7 years. And in that
No way.
yeah. Because at high school, I was still progressively worse, but I kept getting better and better and better.
As soon as she came out, you were flying over.
When she came through, I dropped 38 or something like that.
Actually?
Some craziness.
That's great. That's that one game you told me that one dude was like, you
Probably.
ran into a dude who's like, bro, you dropped 30 on me. What is it? What was that?
Yeah. I was at Lewin's show, and I was at a show, and this guy comes up to me. He goes, yo, I know you. We've played against each other before. I said, you sure? And he goes, you went to Windsor. I said, nah, I never went to Windsor ever. He goes, I know it was you, bro. You dropped 30 on me. And I was like, that sounds like me, bro.
I might have been in Windsor. Shit,
I might have
you
been
know?
Windsor, man. It could have been me, bro.
We were talking about you fucked that guy's whole life up. He's been looking for you, bro. That's you. That his whole psyche is messed up because of that, bro. He's never the same. He's in therapy because of you, bro. And he kept hitting threes from every side.
I've been trying to play ball, man. Nobody hits me up for these runs, bro. In Toronto, I'm just trying to play ball for fun. But things that I pull up to parks now, I pull up like during the summer. I just pull up to parks, and obviously I'll be wearing just like I just wear the clothes I was wearing that day. And like I don't care who it is. Like I have so much fun. I don't care. I'll crease my Air Forces just to get a couple.
That's the love of the sport, right there.
Bro.
I love that shit.
And so now I just pull up to parks and casual attire, and I give.
You just beef people and be like, "Yo, I've never played ball before. Let's put money on this."
Yeah.
Just fucking pool shark, just dunking backwards like a Chappelle sketch.
Great.
Yeah. Blouses. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yo, what's it called? So you grew up in Scarborough. You're like half Japanese. Or sorry, Japanese.
Wow.
Jamaican, bro.
Yeah.
It's the J. You gotta give me a little leeway with that. It's the J, nigga.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying, bro, apparently somehow you mix Jamaican and Djibouti, you just end up looking Sudani as fuck, bro. I don't know if it's the fact you grew up around mad Sudanis and that makes you grow up looking Sudani too, but I thought you were, I was for sure. I'm like, Hassan. Phil's, I was a little confused about when I met you. I'm like, Phil's. I was like, yo, this nigga changed his name for the stage or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
It sounds like it, yeah.
Hassan Phil's.
Yeah.
That's so jokes, bro.
Yeah, so my mother's from Djibouti, my dad's from Jamaica, and I just
That's a Scarborough product right there, bro.
Man, that's the only place that love story could happen, man. Scarborough, Ontario. And so, yeah, man, and then basically my mom speaks 7 languages.
What the fuck?
Yeah, 7 languages, cannot read or write in any of them. And man, brilliant. And so the language that she decided to teach me was Arabic. And so basically, even like Khalifa, speaker that you have on the show before.
Yeah, Sammy.
Yeah, him and I are childhood friends. I've known him since like grade 1.
Dude, that's so funny how small of like everything is. It's hilarious, bro. Like, yo, you know, you checked out a couple episodes with Sammy Speak Raw, my guy Sammy Khalifa. But I reached your show a month back or whatever, and he was there. He's like, yeah, bro, man, I knew this motherfucker since like first grade. I'm like, yo, it's such a small world. That's so funny.
Yeah. So even him and I, we would just be in elementary school. Him and I would just be chatting shit in Arabic, even though the dialect was different. But then we put us on, like we just put each other on game, and that was about it. Yo. Even like I have another friend, who's like half Eritrean and Yemeni. And then we're just like, it's just a bunch of like...
But that guy looks Sudani as fuck too,
yeah,
bro.
he looks Sudani as fuck. Everybody's like, yeah, no beard.
Yemenis are dark too. And you just went to Sudan too. You've been to Sudan more recently than me, bro.
Yeah, I was in there for like almost 3 months.
Yeah, you said you had a blast, huh?
Best time of my life.
What'd you do? Who'd you link up with out there?
I had a friend that I made in Vancouver. I made a friend in Vancouver who was just a super down guy, man. Super nice. Sudani.
Yeah.
The hospitality, once you get it.
High level, bro.
It's premium, bro. Premium.
That water I gave you?
Yeah, devour that water.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would have re-up, but whatever.
We're good.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, during the pandemic, he was in Sudan for, like, I think a cousin's wedding.
Word.
And then ended up being, like, kind of stuck there, you know? Because, like, he was from the UK originally.
Gotcha.
And so the UK was down bad, like for their lockdown.
They're like, no one's coming in.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, man, I'd rather be in Sudan where we could be outside in sunlight.
Yeah, this is before Sudan got it bad. Too,
Yeah,
because Sudan got it bad late, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so he just extended an invitation to me, and I don't think he thought I was serious. And then I sent him a screenshot of like my itinerary, and he was like, oh shit, man, Faddal, come through, bro.
Bro, that's beautiful, man. They actually put you up and...
Bro, they put me up. They're very, like, hospitable. The family, I was staying...
Khartoum?
Like, Khartoum, Bahri.
Legit, huh? And you went to the Hilla and you went out there?
Bro, I went everywhere.
The villages, I always translate that.
Yeah, man. I went to the villages. I was in Sheikh Khatib. I went to, like, Kessinger Island. It's, like, really north of Sudan.
I got to go back to Sudan.
I swam in the Nile. I was afraid of a crocodile or an alligator, but it was whatever.
Nile's pretty dirty in that area, bro.
Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But I needed a shower.
Had current, too.
No. This was like pond pond type energy.
Gotcha.
Of
Okay.
the Nile. It was
when
the
I went
Nile.
on the Nile, it was mad current.
Yeah.
We took like a fishing boat and a dinner on the Nile, but shit was like. This was in Cairo. Cairo's portion of the Nile.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shit was fucking going,
it
bro.
was buck, yo. And it was so fun, man. And also, like, you notice how, like, WhatsApp is just way better than Twitter.
Yeah, of course.
WhatsApp is
But
way-
WhatsApp and Twitter don't even compare though. Twitter,
But the thing is that with WhatsApp,
Yeah.
information still travels way faster. I think like in those countries,
yeah, everything's WhatsApp.
everything is WhatsApp. Like Twitter here in America, in North America, Twitter is booming. But like, I'll put it this way. I'll give an example. When you know what's happening like between like the Tigray region and the Tigray region, Sudan and Egypt, because Ethiopia is like Ethiopia's building the dam and Egypt's not having it.
No, what's going on?
It's bare politics. I don't really know much about
Yeah,
politics, but
okay,
this
or
is,
listen, yeah,
I
okay.
took a quick WhatsApp politic course. Over
drop
some
course
fish.
WhatsApp. Yeah,
Exactly, over some fish. So basically, what happens is, Ethiopia is they're building a dam over the not the Nile but the Red Sea,
Word.
right? For like to get like power and electricity, just
Gotcha,
be
yeah.
self-sustaining,
Yeah.
right? So Egypt's not having it. They're like, nah, we don't want that. So they say, yo, Sudan, start some things on the border of like the Tigray region, something like that. And I don't really know much about that, what's going on at the moment, but we're talking about this over dinner. And this guy who's like
in Sudan.
in Sudan, we're just having fish, and this guy was on his phone, and literally, he shows us like an airstrike that's happening from like a WhatsApp group. It was forwarded to him on WhatsApp. It's like airstrike, like Sudan just
Like video.
just like very visceral.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And then literally the next day, that same video that I saw on WhatsApp, literally within 8 hours, was on the news. Like it made
Like Al Jazeera.
Yes, it made WhatsApp first. That same video made WhatsApp first, and then it popped off on Al Jazeera.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, holy.
So that's the original source. Huh?
That's the source, bro.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
it
man.
does. It's all WhatsApp over there, except Sudan. They cut off the internet right now because of the fucking coup. Mm-hmm. I may have to go during this whole coup, but it's like, God, I want to go. The problem is, because I got so much family there, and I went there when I was a kid. I always had that kid, traveler, tourist, weird. I never had the proper like hang out with people my age as an adult away from my family. So let me just see what it really is here in Khartoum. Because you know there's another guy that I had on Sudani, Basil Khairi. He's got a Instagram. He's like a graphic designer and like music like manager. He's a bunch of shit. He's a smart motherfucker, but. Yeah, he comes from money over there, and he's talking about like, bro, man, he's like, I've been to weddings with Grey Goose and fucking this and that, and like, people with money get everything into the country, and I never saw that shit. I just saw the proper Muslim shit. You know what I mean? So I was always like, yeah, Sudan is whatever, right? But I'm like, and the last time I went was 12 years ago. So like, I really want to go back and get that. Like, now I know people that are not affiliated with my family. I'll go check up on the family, but like, now I can actually be like, yo, link up here, or yo, do you have a boy in this area? I'll link up with one of your boys here, like, and just see it from like a third party point of view, you know?
Oh, there's people up, man. I saw a GLE,
Like Mercedes?
Mercedes, pull up.
Bro, S class is everywhere, bro. S class is standard with hard dings on the side. Every car has dings. Doesn't matter what. If you have a Maybach, it's gonna get rear-ended. there, bro.
Man.
It's wild out there.
I loved it. It was so much fun. I enjoyed it, man. The people are nice. Food's booming. Yeah, man. Hospitality on 1,000.
Did you go to Salat al-Jum'ah?
Oh yeah, bro. I saw the dervish dancing too. I went to this area, Sheikh Tayyib, and for Jummah.
Yeah.
And
Friday prayer.
yeah, Friday. Yeah, for Friday prayer. And like, and this is the day I got a heat stroke. I think I was just doing too much. And so we pray Jummah, bro. And obviously it's like, even though it's pandemic, we like, bro, it's shoulder to shoulder, feet to feet, and the power is out. So we're praying in the dark, but like there's still so much, like so many windows.
Yeah,
that there's
still
sunlight.
light.
There's
Yeah.
still light. And so afterwards,
When the ceiling fans stop, it's
it
rubbing
was the hottest day.
Yeah,
I think I was down bad, yo. But then these after Salah, they were doing like the dervish dancing. Like this area is like Sufi type beat.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
That's
it's
when
like-
they dance?
Yeah.
Like they bounce a little bit?
Yeah, it's very like it's Yeah, it's like a dance.
It's like a group dance.
It's a group dance,
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But like it's obviously it's like a different sector, like a school of thought for some Muslims.
Word.
And so I was just like, my boy's like, yo, do you want to join in that? And I was like, maybe like nah, it could. I was like, it's too high. I was standing like close to the wall.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So
Get that concrete.
Get that concrete shade,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
Because there was only like this much space of that shade, and I was just watching that, bro. And I was like, it's pretty interesting. My boy was telling me that like the spread of Islam. I don't know, I get too Muslimic, but like the spread of Islam like wouldn't even like
Allow for it.
like not it wouldn't it wouldn't be as like progressive through Africa without like these melodic like
of course.
rhythmic practices, which is pretty
100%.
cool. Like some people be like, oh no, this is not.
It's like this is how we got everybody on this game. You
Yeah,
know?
like-
It's like black churches. Like you think if it was just like stand there like this, I don't know if they got it with the na 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 him and Allah Jesus.
Yes.
Like I don't know if they got it like that or they made it like that. But either way, it needs to be like that to get mass appeal. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It needs it. It needs that na 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 na. You know?
Yeah, and
I
it-
never grew up with that though, bro.
I never even
got the tradition.
I never. Yeah, I grew up.
I wish I had that.
It looks
would.
litty, bro. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
of
to you.
course.
It's third, and then I end up like.
A halaqah with 8 like a Quran reading circle with 8 people sitting, that versus like this thing. It's all for, if it's all for God, I'm gonna go with this one, right? I'm gonna go with this one, bro.
Yeah, man. It was
Fuck, I
tough.
gotta go back out there, man. Shit. Yo, I do 3 questions at the end of the podcast.
Okay,
always.
bet.
Just because it's the immigrant section.
Mm-hmm.
Question 1: did you get beat as a kid?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Standard beatings or like next level creative shit?
It could have got creative. I think one time I was cussing too spicy.
Yeah.
And
How old were you? Paint this picture.
Man, I had to be in that 10, 12-year-old, between 9 and 12. And I was talking spicy, bro. I was watching too much Comedy Central, maybe.
Yeah.
and my mom was just like, oh, okay, like this is you want, bisbas, like the hot sauce, like that. Like she grated some chili, and she's like, yeah, you want to talk spicy? Put this in your mouth, boom, spice, like hot, like chili pepper in my mouth. I was like, yo.
Did she say put it in your mouth? Did she just came up behind you and put it in your like?
No, she's like, yo, you want to talk like this? You want to eat this? And I was like, yo, this shit was hot, bro. Like I was just like,
That's creative as fuck. What do
it's
you
creative,
mean, bro?
It's creative, bro. I've been in so many circumstances where I've either like, I've had to like take the L. Like I just wait into the corner. I go into the corner and just wait for I know I'm already in trouble, so I go into the corner.
You know
I
what's
put on,
coming.
I put on layers
Layers,
of clothes.
yeah.
Skin it.
You know what my move was? I used to always go. My mom would ran after me to hit me. I'd go get a glass of water. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
I think like, it'll drop. It's like put it down. You're gonna get your ass beat either way.
Or I
Sometimes
just, like,
you can't escape
I hold
it.
the Quran in my hand.
Yeah. I'm like, mama, it'll fall. Haram, mama, haram.
Yeah.
That's creative ways, and it never works.
It never
it's like, oh, Quran, okay, all right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you later. It's like, yeah, okay, buddy, put that shit down.
Fool. Yeah, I got hot licks, man. Hot licks.
Yo,
Even in front of people, yo.
of course.
In front of people, the first time Khalifa could attest to this, bro. I wanted to play on a day before like my middle school like basketball tryouts. I wanted to like practice as much as I can, but like my neighborhood was just dangerous. And like everybody chills in the ball court area, right?
Bro, we had the same childhood, bro. My mom was like, انت ما تمشي لو مشيت الباسكتبall court والله بوريك. If you go to the basketball court, all the drug deals happen, all the shot gang fucking warfare happened at the ball court, everything. Right when the sun went down, fucking be home, you know?
Exactly. And so my mom was like, yeah, but don't let me, if you're gonna go, make sure you're back when the light is out. When the lights are out or lights are on, you come back inside. And so we were playing like American, like so it's up to 21 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just look like a bitch if I left.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I gotta go. Like my mom says, like, yo, we're not even done the game, and I was so close to winning too. You know? And then my mom comes through and she's like dead in. And my mom's like ruthless, bro. She
came to the court?
Bro, she stiff armed everybody. She's like, yo, my son, come now. And I was like, mom, and just like just dragging me, bro. Niggas are looking from their balconies, watching my mom just like give it to me in a derek. Yo, my mom's wearing a derek. And she's dragging me. I was like, yo, man, just embarrassing.
Oh my god, dude, that's the fucking shit right there,
Okay.
man.
But even I got a ass whooping for getting my ass beat one time too. So like I got into a fight at school.
Of course.
And my mom goes, I got in a fight at school and I whooped this guy's ass.
Yeah.
And
What was it about?
I can't even remember, bro.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
And so I get my ass, I crushed this guy. And so they call my mom in from work and she's just pissed. She's like, Hassan is suspended for X amount of days. And the teacher says to my mom, if Hassan doesn't fight back, the next time he gets into a scuffle, then we don't have to have this conversation. He is no trouble. So a couple weeks later, I get into a fight and I say, okay, I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm not gonna fight back.
I'm not gonna fight back at all. I get my ass handed to me, my lip bust, eye swole.
Yeah.
Full
treatment.
Full treatment.
Yeah.
And they call my mom in, same song and dance. And she goes,
But you're not suspended though.
but I'm not suspended though. My principal goes, I'm really sorry that you had to come in from work and this is what we had to deal with and Hassan got in another fight. But the good news is since Hassan did not fight back, he will not be in any trouble. He won't be suspended. Da 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 da. My mom was like, okay. We go to the car and my mom goes, fuck that bitch. Don't ever listen to her. When you get it, and then my mom hits me. She gets me like,
yeah, you pussy.
You pussy, bro. Like, why do you think I married a Jamaican, bro? She goes, why do you think I married a Jamaican? If anybody hits you, you hit them right back. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh. So I just got
That's, bro, when I was a kid, I remember if I fucking fell down and hurt myself, I would come into the house like the opposite of white kids. White kids, you know? For me, I would hide my injuries, bro. I would fucking hide my injuries because if they saw that I got injured, I'd get whooped.
They're ratting out.
You know what I mean?
There's nobody ratting out.
I'm
harder.
bleeding. I'm wrapping this shit up. I can't go into the house with blood on my clothes.
100%.
I'm gonna get fucked up, yo.
nobody-
That's the shit people don't understand, bro.
Nobody's gonna ride harder than ride out harder than an East African mom protecting her child. 100%.
Fucking idiot.
Everybody's a threat.
Yo, second question. What's some shit you've only seen? I guess either the Jamaican side or your mom's side. So what's something you've only seen that group of people do? Or have you ever been to Jamaica?
No.
Okay. What's some shit you only seen people in Djibouti do then? Or things they only do?
In Djibouti, like even if you're speaking to people,
Yeah.
at least this one area where I was in, while I was learning Arabic, my mom was like saying, whatever you say, he's like, I said, "Baqtuluk," like I'll kill you. I'll kill you. If you say that, like in this area, I don't know what area in particular in Djibouti, but they have no idea what that means. Even though they understand Arabic, they'll be like, they won't take you seriously.
Isn't that funny? There's some things when you translate them directly, they don't make sense. In Sudan, if I hit somebody, I'm like, oh, ma'alesh. Like here in Canada, if you hit someone, you say, my bad, sorry. There, if you don't hear them, here, if you don't hear someone, you go, sorry.
Yeah.
There, if I go, like if someone says something and I go, ma'alesh, like, sorry. What the fuck is this guy retarded? Like, what do you mean you're sorry? What are you sorry about? It's like, oh, you hit me. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like, what's wrong with this guy? What are you sorry? Sorry what?
Sorry what?
It
Pay
doesn't
attention to me.
translate.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
There you say, I'll kill you. They'll be like, oh, what do you
Just be like, what does that even mean?
It's like, I'll dead you or something, maybe.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But that was something I found very particular in in Djibouti, yeah.
My niggas fucking beefing people in Africa, Scarborough.
Bro, I had a problem. Even I was walking around with shoes, fam. I was walking around like these runners that I had. They weren't Velcro. They were like, I just learned how to tie my
Laced.
shoes. Yeah.
In Africa.
In Africa.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Bro, I was wandering through
That's how you tell people, oh, I'm a foreigner.
100. I had Canadian written all over my forehead.
Yeah.
I run around with these shoes and I'm walking around with these shoes and I used to I knew the area well enough to walk or wander by myself to make it to my cousin's house. And during the day, I know what time Tom and Jerry is on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, after we eat, I'm gonna go walk around my cousin's crib.
Check out that,
see
Jerry
what Tom and Jerry are saying.
See what he's saying, yeah.
And then I wander around trying to synchronize the map,
Yeah.
And so I wandered into this area, this alleyway, but I noticed these two kids following me, older. One of them shoves me to the ground, but I just play dead. They shot. One of them creeps up behind me, shoves me to the ground. I feel my shoelace being undone, but I don't think these niggas knew how to like undo the shoelace
That's not-
because I double tied it.
Oh,
You
they're
know?
like, ده ماله؟
Yeah.
ربطه أنت تشرب؟ مربوط والله مربوط.
Yeah, man. These guys were just like they were stuck.
Yeah.
And so like I remember
You gotta get that sand, you know?
I didn't-
Turab, right? It wasn't it dirt?
I didn't even run, bro.
Yeah.
I let them take my shoes.
Yeah,
I let them
okay.
take my shoes, but the thing is that I pretended like I was that I was still fainting, and I'm like leaning over to like untie my shoe, and I'm just like
To help them?
to help them because I didn't want no smoke, yo.
That's hilarious. That's the most Canadian shit. You got attacked by African just like youngsters and you played dead like it was a bear.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I
was
mean?
like-
Like, play dead. This is what they taught us.
I untied the shoe, and I just like
You gave them the first, you untied the first knot. So they get the second one.
and I untied like I brought my feet up like this, and I was just like.
You pushed them up?
I pushed the shoes off, and I laid there for like 2 more minutes, and then I looked up. I waited for everybody to see if the coast was clear, and then I walked home barefoot.
That's the funniest
And my mom was just like, "Yo,
You
where
got
are your
beat?
shoes?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't. Yo, this guy,
you got robbed. So
I got robbed. They didn't beat my ass.
Yeah.
They could have.
Yeah.
But like, I could have even got away because I was so fast.
There's so many things.
There's
Yeah,
so many
yeah,
things,
yeah.
but I didn't want smoke.
That's so funny. That's probably the move too. But like, you can't be like, like I don't even know where I am. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, take the fucking shoes. What? My mom bought them.
And they were speaking French too.
Which is now these are unpredictable motherfuckers. You don't even you don't know what they are capable
Yeah,
of.
these
They're
guys
speaking French.
They were
What the
speaking.
fuck?
Yeah, they were speaking French.
So imagine they're from France.
No,
You know?
Djibouti, they speak French. Like that's
Is it a colony?
Is yeah.
What the fuck? I
Colonized
had no
by the
idea.
French. It's either like their first, second language.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, and then okay, this is the last question: is when you were there, or your mom in general, who's the butt of jokes? You know, like I asked Sammy this about Sudan. You know, Egyptians talk shit about Sudan. Sudan talk shit about Egyptians.
Uh-huh.
Who's like the guy, or the country, or the people to talk shit about over there?
In Djibouti, it wasn't as much. When I was in Djibouti, I didn't really, because I was so young, I didn't catch the butter jokes. And
Yeah.
I also don't like know too much.
Gotcha.
Djibouti seems to be like the most kosher. Like
they're all cool.
They're all cool. Like it's Canada. Like they it's like the Canada of East Africa. There's right across the sea. There's Yemen.
Yeah.
Bottom.
Sudan's right there.
Sudan is like right over there. Ethiopia, Eritrea, like boom there. Kenya there, and then Somalia. Yeah. So like it seemed very like I don't like even when I tell people.
What
I'm
about
from
your
Djibouti-
mom though?
My mom.
Did your mom like?
My mom always says like Egyptians.
Say it.
My mom
Yeah?
just says Egyptians, yo.
Yeah.
Same way, even like Lebanese people have a thing. My mom says, yo, Egyptians are like, because my mom watches too many like of those Egyptian movies.
Yeah, the
bro.
dramas.
The dramas,
the
bro.
soap operas.
My mom goes, one day, I said, Hassan, she's like this, whatever you do not marry an Egyptian.
Yeah.
And I said, why? She
Because it's
goes,
probably the last episode, right?
yeah, yeah. The last
a beef,
episode.
yeah,
The
yeah.
last episode.
واحدة مصرية جات هنا وضربت or
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
She will marry you, divorce you, and take money from your dead grandfather, and then leave you dry.
بتشيل البيت تشيل العربية she'll take the house
The car.
تشيل الموية الأكل
Yeah,
she'll take
bro.
everything. Yeah.
They will bissa. You say my mom's like they're like cats. If you're in the house, if you're dead by yourself,
They don't.
the cat will eat you. But the dog will get help.
Yeah, this is so funny. Like
These analogies.
and then she probably is like so cool with Egyptians in real life.
In real-
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you're closer to them than a random Canadian person. Wait, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's funny. And Lebanese too. Yeah, Lebanese.
Bro.
I got mad Lebanese friends.
One
And
of my-
Lebanese think they're the hottest because they got the colored eyes and shit. Lebanese, bro, they're uppity, bro.
My boy Malik.
You gotta put them in their place.
My boy Malik told me this funny story. He said like he's Lebanese, and he said he's like he said his mom said he's like Malik, the Egyptians, you know why they're stupid? And he's like, why? It's because they eat fool every day. Fool, it just makes you stupid.
Yeah.
And I said, but she goes, but we eat fool too. He goes, yes, but like once a week. Well, like
مرة في الأسبوع بس.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
That, you know what they say? My Iraqi mom used to, sorry, not my Iraqi buddy's mom used to always be like, don't eat tasali, you know, seeds.
Uh-huh.
She's like, it makes you stupid. You know, like in high school, there's that phase. Everyone's they got a bag of seeds and they're spitting them in.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you stupid. The Arab moms, they think fucking seeds make it because useless guys are always just spitting, eating, like, you know, motherfuckers that have no moldor, like they have nothing to do. I just always chewing on seeds.
I love how this is like the Hassan first. You're stupid.
Wallah, انت stupid. Wallahi, واحد stupid.
Stupid.
That's my dad. My dad would always, انت واحد. Man, the shit my dad would say, textbook verbal abuse. Not looking back, you know, it's their way, right? But انت واحد stupid ولا شنو ها? Are you stupid or what? Like,
and the irony is that, like, even I eat food. I eat food every day.
Food.
I love, bro. I eat every day.
We all eat, and you know what I mean? Like, Sudan, we do food hard, bro.
Hard.
I just had a Filipino guy on. He's like, I've never had Sudanese food or whatever. I'm like, bro, just say food. It's fava beans. If you're ever around Sudani or Egyptians, just bring it up. Like,
everybody has food, though. Everybody has like a version. A version of food.
Beans, bro. Who show me a country?
Beans and bread, bro.
That's the original shit, bro.
I went to like there's this place in Khartoum called like Farid's Food.
Yeah, Farid's food. That's hilarious.
It was booming, bro. Like the first time, bro. The first time I pulled up, the power was out.
Yeah.
And it was still busy. I thought I kept thinking
they're doing off coals and shit.
Bro, they're doing it off coals. And there's a guy, bro, it's Farid's food. And Farid is there preparing the He's
a bito.
He's talking, like, he's talking to the people. And people are telling him, yo, shut up. People are telling other people not to talk to him because the more time he spends talking, the less
the
time
longer they're waiting.
Exactly.
خليه يشتغل يا عند عويل ولا شنو اسكت خليه بس يا اخ leave him.
Exactly.
That's I gotta go back to Sudan.
And so we end up eating, like, the first time we go, we're eating in the dark. People are eating in the dark, fam.
Yeah, of course.
And just like boom, that's how booming the service is, and that's how booming the food is.
But the dark is standard in Sudan. Keep that in. No one's stopping anything.
Yeah.
And then when it comes on, you could hear it come on from the distance. And then you know it's about. Sometimes you hear sound. And like your electricity didn't even come back on.
Yeah.
It's like a delay. You hear sound before it comes on.
You're like,
and you see the ceiling fan go. You're like, oh, we're back, baby, we're back. Yo, I gotta go to Sudan, man. But bro, let's land this podcast, man. This has been fucking awesome, yo. Yo, look in this camera. Let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Man, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and I guess even Facebook. My name is Hassan Phils. Feeling myself 07 on IG. And yeah, man, we be booming.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna put you're on the gram and YouTube mostly?
The gram and YouTube mostly, yeah.
Okay, yo. Check out this guy. Scroll down in the description. His links will be there. From my end, support the show directly at patreon.com/the Immigrant Section. Get those bonus episodes. But if you're in Toronto, make sure to mark your calendar for December 9th. Forced Diversity Comedy Show. It's coming at you. It's going to be hype. It's going to be lit. Don't miss out on this first edition. And if you're watching, like it, leave a comment, all that, brother. Boom. This has been a pleasure, man.
Thank you, fam.
Let's fucking link up on the stage, huh?
100%.
Until next time, y'all been great. Peace.